All right, so we're going to cover some specific do's and don'ts for the Amazon Influencer Program in this right here. And I'm going to cover a few, obviously, that I see quite frequently that, I think you should stay away from, the main ones. And then we'll kind of go through the actual content guidelines for Amazon and the Influencer Program that they specifically say, right? Now, I personally don't do any live shoppable videos. You can just Google this if you do plan on doing live shoppable videos. Just Google Amazon live shoppable video content guidelines. But again, I don't do those. So I'm just going to focus on the Amazon video content guidelines that we're talking about uploading to the Amazon Influencer Program for your Amazon on-site commissions, right? The ones on the Amazon listings, not live and shoppable, okay? So first and foremost, one that I see frequently, trust me, I get it. It's a shortcut in so many ways, but no AI voices, right? So yes, you want the voice of your actual videos on the Amazon Influencer Program to have the same voice for every single video. You can't, like, a big no-no is switching up the voice all the time, right? Having different voices for each one. Like, that's a big no-no, big red flag. You're gonna lose your account very quickly if you do that. Don't do it. Now, another big no-no is obviously using an AI voice. There are, and I've tried a bunch of them out there, ways to clone your voice, and obviously there's other AI voices as well. They are not up to par. Do not use other AI voices, and definitely don't clone your voice and then have it run through a script and produce the content with your AI voice clone. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. Trust me, I've tested them all. I've tested the most expensive ones out there. None of them are good enough yet. You can tell. If I can tell, and other people can tell, human voices can tell, obviously Amazon and their bots and whoever's scanning, like, they'll be able to tell as well. The last thing they're going to want is a bunch of AI videos with AI voices up on their Amazon listings. You will lose your account so fast. Don't do it, right? It seems like a shortcut. Seems like, if I could just find a good enough one. Don't do it. Trust me, unless you want to lose your account, avoid it, all right? Now, the next thing is you must have the product on hand, right? You got to be showing it physically in the video. Now, whether you want to be on camera holding the actual product, whether you want to be recording with the camera or your phone of the actual product in action, or whatever the case is, right? You obviously have to have the product in your possession. You can't use pictures, right? You can't just talk over a green screen background of the picture of the product. You can't talk over pictures of the product and show just kind of like a slideshow of pictures. You can't use other people's videos, obviously, as well, and use clips from other people's videos. Do not do that. You have to make your own videos. You have to have the product on hand. Are these two, going to slow you down potentially, as if you could use some of these other things with AI voices and other pictures and other people? Of course, right? But that's the whole point, and that's the advantage here, is because, yes, you need to do these things once you're accepted, but everybody has to do them if they're participating it correctly. And because we're all on a level playing field, that's what makes it so opportunistic, right? So do not try these two shortcuts, or I promise you, you will regret it and you won't have an account, all right? So now that those two main ones are out of the way, right? The next thing is just don't be too salesy in your videos. And this is something speaking from experience, right? In the beginning, I would run a script through ChatGPT sometimes, and it would come out a little bit too salesy. I'd read it, and I'd be like, I don't really like the way that sounded. And a lot of my videos in the beginning just came off too salesy, almost like I was telling them, you need to purchase this, begging them for the sale, just talking about it too much, being like, hey, if you're in the market if you want, don't always do that. It's okay to say that sometimes at the end if it's subtle, but trust me, subtlety, goes a lot further. Just make the case for why the product has helped you, or why it can help them, or why it will potentially solve a problem or a pain point for them, and just focus on that. Make a good video talking about why the product is valuable. Keep it simple. That's all you need to do. You don't need a call to action saying, and if you think that if I've sold you on this, then you should click the buy. You don't need that. Don't be too salesy. It's a turnoff for a lot of customers. And trust me, subtlety works a lot better. I've seen this across the board with sales. Just make good videos. Now, another thing is don't buy and return a lot of products as well. This is a no-brainer, right? So if you start buying a bunch on your account and then returning them just so that you can obviously return the product for free, if you do that enough, Amazon will catch on and they will suspend your account, okay? So don't do that. Now, if you're doing something like I'm going to talk about in a future video where you're combining drop shipping and retail drop shipping from Amazon, and you're buying a bunch of stuff at once, I can literally return 5 to 10 products today if I wanted to without any repercussions. But that's because I've purchased hundreds, if not thousands of products this month on Amazon because they use it as a supplier for dropshipping. So that's something you can look into. But if you're not doing that and you're just buying products for yourself, or, buying products for your family, or buying products here and there to scale your Amazon influencer account, don't buy and return a ton. Don't abuse it. You can do it every once in a while, right? By all means, do it every once in a while, but don't abuse it. If you do it too much, it can be a no-no. Now, also, this is one I saw recently when I was looking at other potential influencers to kind of snipe and see their best products and stuff like that. Don't go to stores and review products that you don't have and own. So I saw an example video, and I've heard other people talk about this as well, of some guy literally in a toy store talking about products, recording videos in the toy store. Now, he thought that was a hack because he could just go to the toy store and record videos of all these toys that sold on Amazon that he didn't have to purchase, right? He was holding the product. He was physically, obviously, able to talk about the product and show it in the video. But nobody watching that video, it's just a waste of time, because nobody watching that video is going to think that he's in his home or he actually owns that product. So everything that he's saying is invalid and nobody's going to believe it. So don't go to stores and review products that you don't have or own. It's not going to work like you think it is. Now, if you do want to do voiceovers and then maybe go to a store to get some B-roll, that might be a little bit different. But, use your own discretion. As a rule of thumb, I wouldn't do this, generally speaking. Now, finally, don't just talk about the product. So even if you're on camera holding the product, the last thing you want to do is just talk about it. Hey, this is, no, you want to talk about it, of course. You want to talk about, like I said before, how the product has helped you, how it can help them, how it can potentially solve a problem or a pain point for them. But you also, more importantly, at least with the B-roll of the actual video, what the video is showing, you want to show it in action. What does it look like when it's put together? What does it look like in the setting in your home or outside if it's a blow-up decoration? Or, what does it look like if it's hanging or being used? Show it in action. What does it look like? How does it work? Show the product and show how, right? And if you're doing all these things, I promise you, you will be successful. These are big no-nos. Just don't do them. And if you're doing any of these things, trust me, you're going to struggle. Instead, just follow the guidelines, go slow, and make good videos, and you'll do a lot better. Now, for their specific guidelines and what they say, obviously don't have any external links. Don't refer to any call to actions to go follow you on Instagram or do any or go to your website. Big no-no. Accurate product tagging, we talked about this before, obviously. Make sure that the video that you're creating, you're actually tagging that specific product that you're showing in the video, not something similar, not something that is, slightly the same. Make sure it's the exact product, the exact model, the exact variation, the exact color. Accurate product tagging, no brainer, but obviously want to hit this home. Don't ask viewers to perform actions that are unsupported. So follow or subscribe or anything like that. Leave a comment. Obviously, a share would be another one. Obviously, don't do that. Now, some people do this because when they're creating their videos, they double and they upload them to YouTube or something, or Instagram or their page so that they can get more traffic. But there's nothing wrong with obviously uploading to your Amazon influencer videos to another platform to get other affiliate commissions, for example, YouTube or Instagram or any of these things, or a blog to get reviews, right? But don't, in those videos, if you're planning on doing both of them, don't ask for follows, subscribes. Don't ask for anything that's unsupported on the Amazon influencer program, or they will take your video down, and enough of that, you will get in trouble and your account will get suspended. So don't do that, right? Next thing, don't talk about the price or any specific sales that are running on that. The reason being is obviously prices can change and fluctuate, and promotions and sales can be temporary. So if you say yeah, this is the steal of the century at $24, well, what if the price goes down, or what if the price goes up, right? What if you talk about the sale that, oh, I got this, on Prime Day for buy one, get one, whatever it is, and obviously that promotion or that sale is not being run anymore. So avoid prices and promotions and sales. Don't talk about them. Also, don't ask people to review the product. This pretty much goes for sellers. It will end up getting your seller account suspended. But again, even in your videos, if that's not you, don't ask for reviews. Also, anything that's not sold on Amazon, of course, don't reference anything that's competitors, or, eBay sells one very similar, or, hey, you can find this on what, don't say anything like that. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're talking about Amazon products. That's a no-brainer. And then a little bit more here is don't show. One of the examples that I struggle with the privileged information is I run an e-commerce business, right? So a lot of my orders and stuff that I'm showing in that are related to e-commerce have names or addresses on them, right? So don't show anything like that. Don't show email addresses. That's a no-brainer. Obviously, you don't want to use like bad language in your videos. That's also a no-brainer. You can't upload anything that obviously is, directed at children specifically. You want to be talking about, even if it's like a kid's toy or something that a kid will play on, you want to be talking to the parent and how it's obviously going to help solve their problem. Don't gear your videos towards kids. Again, a no-brainer. And then finally, the last one is like alcohol and false medical claims. I actually had a few of these, believe it or not. It doesn't have to be like a medical device. If you're making like some kind of unsubstantiated claim in your video about like how it's the best ever, or a perfect example of this that comes to mind right now would be, I was covering creatine supplements, and I was saying how it's without a doubt one of the best things that you can take to build muscle. And believe it or not, like even though that's my opinion, they looked at it as a medical claim. So you can't say anything like that. So just avoid that. Sometimes you can get away with it, but as a rule of thumb, I would avoid doing that as well. And then duplicate content and rights of infringement. Obviously, like don't use anybody else's other videos or other logos or other pictures. Again, a no-brainer, right? But that's pretty much, you can read this if you want by just Googling the Amazon video content guidelines for Amazon influencers and then kind of going down and reading it yourself. I would recommend that you do that as well. But all these are pretty much no-brainers. Like you might accidentally do a few of them, like false medical claims, or talk about the price here and there, which is another one I did in the past. But as long as you're doing the majority of these things or making sure that you're following the guidelines, you should be fine. But again, the main ones are, like I said in the beginning, don't do these because a lot of people try to use these as shortcuts, so to speak, and it won't work. It'll just end up getting your account suspended.